like to inspect Form A now, which is the engine compartment and the front axle on the driver's side. I'll open up my hood, come over here to the front axle on the driver's side. First off, I'd like to inspect my belts. My belts shouldn't be cut or split. Should have 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch of tension on my belts. Checking the water pump, make sure it's not leaking. And my alternator, make sure it's securely mounted, and both of those are belt driven, so we check that out. Check my engine for excessive leaks. There shouldn't be any excessive fuel or oil leaks on my engine. Check my hoses, check all my hoses, shouldn't be kinked, shouldn't be cracked, all the clamps tight on my hoses. Check my coolant level, make sure there's enough coolant, make sure the level's sufficient in that. Check my steering box, make sure the bolts are tight, that it's not leaking, it's not cracked, make sure the lines are secure and they're not leaking. Check my steering linkage, pitman arm, it's not cracked, it's secure. My tie rod, it's not bent or broke, my bolts are tight, all my linkage is secure. Check my front spring mount and my rear spring mount, make sure it's not cracked, my bolts are tight, it's not rusted, or they're securely mounted. Check my U-bolts, they're secure, the nuts are tight on the bottom, my U-bolts aren't cracked. Check my springs, they're not shifted, they're all in alignment, they're not cracked. And check my shock absorber, it should be securely mounted, straight, not leaking. I'll go on to my brake parts. First thing I'd like to check on my brake parts are my air lines, my air hoses. They should not be kinked or swollen, no cracks in my air hoses. Go on and check my brake chamber. Should be securely mounted, no cracks, not rusted, no dents in my brake chamber. Check my slack adjuster. Should be securely mounted, pins in place. Push rod should not travel over 1 inch when I apply my brake. And I'd like to inspect the brake drum on the inside of the wheel. Brake drum should have no cracks, no fluid on my brake drum. And I'd also like to look at my brake linings. Brake linings should be sufficient. Inspect my wheel, my tire. My front tire should have 4 30-second tread depth, a minimum of 4 30-second tread depth. Sidewalls have no splits or cuts, and I check the pressure. Check the rim, no cracks in the rim, no welds on the rim, not rusted. The bead is good to the tire. Check my lug nuts, none missing, all tight, no signs of rust, might indicate they're loose. And I check my hub oil seal, make sure it's not leaking, all my bolts are tight, and I would check the fluid in it, make sure that the fluid is good in my hub oil seal. I'd like to check the other side of the engine now. There's a couple things on the other side of the engine that we have to check. First one being some hoses and stuff over here. Check my power steering fluid, check the level in it, make sure it's between add and full, and it's either belt driven or gravity fed. This one's gravity fed, so I must state that it's gravity fed. Check my oil level, pull the dipstick out, make sure it's between add and full. Check my air compressor, make sure it's securely mounted. The lines are securely mounted. It's either going to be belt driven or gear driven. This one's gear driven, and I have to state that it's gear driven. Alright, I'd like to move to the front of the vehicle now and inspect my lights. I'm going to shut my hood. We have to inspect the headlights and the lights on the side, make sure the lenses aren't cracked, clearance lights on top, and make sure they work properly. I'm going to turn my switches on, my headlights and my marker lamps. Turn those switches on. I have a fog light and a hookup lamp that's in the back of the tractor. I'll turn these on and go outside and make sure that they're working properly. I'll turn my four-ways on so I can inspect those too. My headlights should be on. The lenses aren't cracked. Four-ways are on, they're working properly. Headlights are on, working properly. I'll go inside, turn my four-ways off, and turn my left turn signal on.